Hello students, I hope all of you are enjoying the vacations after Corona, or I should say after lockdown, and the vacations before this. So let's have a magic. Let's have C language with us, especially for all engineering students. Let me tell you one really interesting thing, that it's not going to be only for computer science. If you belongs to any of the branch, if you belongs to engineering, you can peacefully join it without having any trouble in your mind that if you do not belongs to computer science, how you will be able to understand these things, right? So let me tell you that how this is going to work. Okay, so graphics drawing techniques. In fact, before going to graphics drawing techniques, let's explore the gaming as well. Welcome to the world of C language. All of you must be the engineering students, belong to different branch, and you might have learned the C codes, somewhat like hash include stdio.h, hash include conio.h. But have you tried the gaming through C language? I guess most of them you have not tried the gaming by using C language. But let me tell you, C language is a huge field. It's a huge field. It has huge variety of applications, right? Can you see this? There, the card swiping machine. Do you know the code for card swiping machine is written in which language? It is in C language. Yes, I know it's surprising for you, but it is true. The games like Super Mario, they have been written in C language. Robotics is a great field. You like most of you must have a really great interest about robotics. Like you have seen robots, you must have seen robots, you must have seen embedded systems. So let me tell you, let me surprise you. This is also the magic of C language, but that is not the regular C, that is embedded C, which we work for the robotics, right? The games like Duck Hunt, Contra, all these things, they are just the magic of C language. Road Fighter, plenty of such games you can create over C language. So as I told you, that C language has a huge variety of applications, right? So can we learn all of these things in this 1 hour? Of course not possible. How we can learn all these things in 1 hour? But yes, we can start something really interesting. Plus, apart from your syllabus, it is interesting. We'll definitely go with the classes, with the regular classes, with your syllabus, covering your syllabus, entire syllabus, the pointers, functions, recursions, all such topics which have been making trouble for you. We will be definitely covering in the regular time, but this is the demo class in which we are going to explore C in a little bit more. So let's call it as magic of C, right? So what magic we are going to learn? Let's be the magician for today's class. So what we can do in this 1 hour? What we can do in this 1 hour? Basically, in this 1 hour, we can we learn making video games? Of course not there. It's a huge thing. It's a huge thing. Not possible to complete in 1 hour. But at least we can do the beginning, right? We can understand that if you want to become a gamer, see, not the gamer to play the games, but gamer to develop the games, right? So if you want to begin your career as a video game programmer, then what you can do, right? How you can start. Let's move ahead. Remember, video games is all about having three things in your hand, right? What are those three things? If you watch out any game, if you remember the Mario, if you remember the Duck Hunt, or any one of such kind of games, so it's all about doing three things. First of all, drawing shapes. I hope you must remember those things, right? Drawing shapes. For example, let's say if you are talking about Road Fighter, I'm talking about the games which we used to play in our 90s, and we used to play during the age of school, right? So drawing shapes. So what you can, let's imagine a game. Let's talk about a car game. Okay. For example, let's talk about a car game. What a car game can have? A car game can have such kind of roads. Okay, so maybe this is the divider on this road. Okay, and there you have your car. Probably these are the wheels or somewhat like this. There you have some other cars, again with the wheels or somewhat like this, and your car is moving Other cars are moving over the roads. It's turning here, it's turning here. This is what we can see, say a game, right? So imagine, in fact, you can see this. What is this road is all about? This road is all about a rectangular shape which probably is filled up with few colors, right? Which probably is filled up with few colors. Okay. So what about this car? This car is nothing but the combination of rectangle and the circle and the circles. Wheels are circles, and these are the this car shape is a rectangular shape, right? So gaming has three steps with it. First one is to draw the shapes. What is the second one? As I told you, that this car has to move ahead, or it has to move aside, from left to right, from right to left. All right, something like this. This road has to move. These kind of divider or the pillars have to move. So the first thing which you should learn to prepare gaming is to drawing the shapes. What is the second thing? Is to move the shapes. You should know that how to provide the animation, and that is like moving shapes. Okay. And what is the third thing? The third thing is, this is like playing sounds. It's quite interesting and important. You know why? Because just imagine that if Mario is running, right, and he's throwing bullets from his mouth, and if those bullets do not create a sound, you will not have that kind of feel. It's like playing a game totally in a muted fashion doesn't work. It's not going to create interest of the students or the players or the kids. So if you want to make your game popular, you have to embed the sounds, right? So these are the three important things. And in today's class, we will begin with these things, right? How to do this. So first step is to draw the shapes, second step is to move the shapes, and third step is to produce sounds, right? So let's start with the step one. Okay, so how to draw the shapes? See, let me tell you one thing very, very seriously. This is programming. So this is not like drawing shapes by dragging and dropping. Why you can drag and drop in PowerPoint and other things? Because some great programmers have already created a fantastic software which is providing you the facility of this dragging and dropping. But here, when you are talking about C language, see, it's been a long time while you are using the softwares and games made by others, but now this is the time that others should use the games and softwares produced by you, right? So types of like what we can draw in C language. Obviously the shapes, what kind of shapes? Rectangles, circles, the filled circles, the lines, the arrows, the polygons, pentagons, hexagons, etc, etc. So combining these things will definitely create something good, something which is interesting to see, right? But the difference in creating these things in a normal fashion and in C language is that for C language, you have to write a code. A program has to be written to develop these shapes, right? So let's move on to this interesting journey. Of course. So this was the first thing. Like, so what I have explained, that drawing shapes is like drawing these kind of things, drawing rectangles, drawing polygons, pentagons, circles, lines, etc. Next thing is to animate or to move the shapes. How we can move it? Let me tell you the secret behind moving. Do you know what I've done in this slide to move the things to represent the animation? This is nothing but different lines have been used with the same source and different destinations. It's like first line is a shorter line, the next one is longer than the previous, but I have drawn that line right away on the first line itself. So what is the benefit of doing this? The benefit is because when you are drawing the second line, so second line will not be visible completely. Second line will be visible only the place which starts after the first line. Similarly, if you do this with the third line, okay, so what you can do, you can do it like third line will be visible only after the second line and the fourth one. right? So like this, what will happen? It gives a feel, it gives a illusion. Gaming is all about illusion, nothing moves, right? Come on, being a BTech student, you can understand it very, very easily, that while you can see that screen is moving, so there's nothing moving, everything is static. After all, your computer is residing at the same place throughout that 1 hour or 30 minutes when you are playing the games. But you can see that Mario is moving, Road Fighter, in Road Fighter, cars are moving. Plenty of such examples. Nowadays, we have huge variety of games like PUBG, NFS, and etc. etc. Everything is moving, but you know your device is not moving. So what is there? There, it's just an illusion to the user, right? So you can see this. If I do it very fast, how will you feel? That line is moving, right? So this is what the idea behind the animation, right? So that's how we have to learn how to do these things. We will learn, all right, probably in today's session, or if not possible to cover in today's session, definitely in tomorrow's session we will complete these things. All right, next, let's understand the development. So it's been a lot we have talked about. Now let's directly hit to the program, how to do these things. Let's understand. To understand the C language graphics, or to understand graphics by using C language, what you have to understand, you have to understand the structure of C language, right? Or not only the structure of C language, but the structure of C language screen. What is this screen is all about? This is the output screen. And you have to understand the concept of this output screen. Remember, a C language program can be opened in two different modes. One is called text mode, which you generally work with, right? You must have used printf, scanf, and such functions, right? You must have used some header files like stdio.h, etc., etc. So all these things are used whenever you are using your C program in text mode. But remember, if you really want to work with gaming, then you are not supposed to open your program in text mode. Rather, you are supposed to open your program or your C language in graphics mode. Not only with graphics mode, but with graphics drivers as well, right? And in graphical mode, a C language screen is actually counted in form of pixels, right? How it is counted in the form of pixels. Okay. So let me tell you, what is the measurement of C screen? It's 640 pixels horizontally and 480 pixels vertically, right? So that means its width is 640 pixels and its height is 480 pixels, right? Obviously, this part is also 640 pixels and this part is also 480 pixels, right? It's but obvious thing. I don't even have to mention it, right? Plus, when we study mathematics, this center point is considered to be 0, 0. But here, this is not the case. Here, this is not the mathematics. Mathematics is over now, right? It's programming. And in programming, not only in C language, in fact, any of the language, 0, 0 is not the center point. Rather, it is the top left corner. All right. It is the top left corner. And what is the rightmost, bottommost corner? It is nothing but 640 and 480. I hope this is quite clear to everybody, right? So this is 0, 0 in the top left corner and rest is 640, 480 in the rightmost, bottommost corner. All right. So can somebody tell me the center of the screen? Of course, you can tell and you can type in the comments. Okay. Please type in the comments. What can be the center? As if now, let me help you out. So we have to divide the width by half, right? So what is the half width? 640. The half of 640 is 320. And what is the half of 480? Come on, you can type in the comment box. 240. This is what the center of a C screen when you are working with graphical mode. All right. Fine. So now let's come to the point that how to draw shapes. How to draw shapes. move ahead. Let's start with drawing a line. It's very easy to understand how to draw a line. First of all, you have to understand one thing, like in order to, like just in the regular C language, we have printf function. If you really want to use printf function, then what you have to write? You have to mention hash include stdio.h. Why so? Because this printf function is the part of this header file. In the similar way, to draw graphics, you also have to use a lot of predefined functions, all right? Like for example, you have to draw lines. So what is the name of function? Line is the name of function, right? If you want to draw a circle, so what is the name of function? Circle is the name of function, all right? Something like this. So it's just a coincidence that to draw a line, you have a function called a line, and in order to draw a circle, you have the function called circle. It's not necessary. Like for example, to draw a pentagon, there is no function called pentagon. You have to take help from the polygon function, right? Or you have to draw it by using lines. That we will discuss afterwards, right? As if now, let's begin with this line. How to draw this line? So, can you define the line? Of course, yes, you can. You can write the definition in the comment box. Okay. So, what is a line? It's nothing but the distance between 2 points. And where and how to define a point? A point is nothing but the collision, or you can say the point is something where x and y collides at the same place. This is called a point, right? So where two coordinates meets, that's called the point. And what is line? Line is nothing but the distance between 2 points. So in any of the coordinate system, in order to draw one point, how many coordinates are required? X and Y, which is horizontal and vertical. And of course, this is point one, this is point two. Everything you can see here also, like this is point one and this is point two. In order to draw a line between them, right, you have to use the function called line. What is the function name? Line. All right. And how to use it? You have to pass four parameters: x1, y1, x2, y2, where x1, y1 is the coordinates of point number one and x2, y2 is the coordinates of point number two. Am I right? Fine. So it's been a lot we have talked about. Let's directly hit to the code and let's understand how to do this. Don't worry, guys. We are going to do hands-on as well, right? During this 1 hour, it's not something like I'll be telling you all the theories only. Rather, I'll be teaching you and I'll be doing these practicals right in front of you, which you can see in this session, and after watching out in the session you can try it at your home. Definitely each and every code is going to work in C language, right? So let's move ahead. Let's move on to the code. So until now we have understood one thing, that we have to use one function which is named a line, to which I have to pass four things: x1, y1, x2 and y2. And as a result, what I will see, a line will be drawn on the output screen. All right. So this is the code which you have to write. Okay. So we'll try to understand this code. What is there inside this? stdio.h, although I have used it, but since there is no printf, there is no scanf. So if you want, you can omit this also. You can leave it. It's not necessary to write this header file every time. Okay. Conio.h, this can also be omitted if I have not used this getch, but since I have used getch, so it has to be written over there. Okay. So what is graphics.h? This is the file which is required to use this line function. If you want to use this line function, the header file which you have to use is graphics.h. All right. Now, you remember in the very beginning, I told you about the graphics mode and the graphics driver. What this driver is going to do? This driver is basically going to bring all the colors, pixels, etc., etc. All right. But what about this graphics mode? This is going to open your C program in the graphics mode so that all these things works. So you can consider it something like this. This is the major electricity. For example, if you want to use electricity at your home, so you need two things, right? The electric connection, and not only electric connection, rather the switches also, right, which can on or off the electricity. All right. So graphics drivers is something which is doing everything in your program, and to switch on those graphics drivers you have to open your program in graphics mode. So these two first lines are actually dedicated to this work. What is this? G mode. It's a regular variable. All right. You can change its name also, but I have not changed it because I don't want to confuse you. Okay. And detect. It's a predefined word which you have to use. It's totally predefined. Okay. And what is this G driver? This G driver is nothing but just a variable. You may be having a question, sir, can we change its name? Of course, yes, dear. Why not? Variables are there in your hand. So whatever name you want, you can give it. But this is predefined method. So basically, this G mode and G drivers works with this init graph. What this init graph is doing, this is initializing graphical mode with this graphics driver, and from where it is picking the files inside C, TC and BGI. This location may be different for your PC, and this is specifically my PC's location. So let me show you that where this location is, right? Check out carefully. This is C inside TC. There is a BGI. Usually when you go for text mode, you used to go for this bin, but since now we are going to the graphics one, so this is something we are going inside this BGI. This is carrying all those files which are actually required to open your program in the graphical mode and with the graphics driver, right? So this is what this BGI is all about. So that is why we are giving this file. So I hope line number 1 is quite clear, line number 2 is quite clear, line number 3 is quite clear. Void main is something very common, entry point of the program, not only entry, rather exit point also. So this is void main, which is entry and exit point of the program. All right. This has to be there in your program. Okay. And there we are using the line function, which is not, it's like, it's not a new thing for you. I have already explained 50-50. What is this? X1 and Y1. That means let's move out. Let's move on to this screen and let's find out where this 50-50 can be. Suppose that if this is your 0 0 0 0, then where this is 50-50 does mean 50 pixels away, let's say somewhere here, and 50 pixels down, let's say somewhere here. So where they coincides, this place. So 50-50 can be this one. What else we have used over there? 300-300, right? So what is this 300-300? Maybe somewhat like this, 300 pixels away and 300 pixels down, probably somewhere like this. So 300-300. So after placing this code, what will happen? One line will be drawn from this point to this point. One straight line will be drawn. Okay. So you might be thinking, sir, you have talked a lot. Please show us few experiments so that we can believe on you, right? So let me show you the experiments on which you can believe. All right, so let's please remember this code. If something, if you find it interesting, you can take the screenshots, right? And you can use these codes further. So it's good for you to learn these things and to remember these things, right? Now I'm gonna open my C language screen, and over my C language screen I'm gonna use these things. All right, so shall we have it with our C language screen? Of course, yes. So let me collect them. Let's have this code. That's why I'm doing this code right away in front of you, so that you can have a faith on this code. Let's have it. Control S. I'm gonna save it inside my TC, inside C, inside TC, inside bin. Okay, and inside bin, suppose I'm using it with line demo dot C. All right. Yes, this is one more way to save your C program. You can do this. Now, let me open my C screen. I hope you must be enjoying this class. Probably few of you or many of you may be doing it first time. First time you are going to see that how to draw the lines on the output. All right. So let's have it open, and there we have line demo. I hope everybody can see this. Okay, so hash include stdio.h, you can remove it as well, graphics.h, init graph, tc, bgi, xyz, xyz, xyz. This is what your program is all about. Let's execute this. Can you see this? We have a line. We have a line with us. Okay. So this is 50-50 on the top left corner. Well, not on the corner exactly, the 50 pixels away and 50 pixels down from there. And further to this, we have the 300. This is what the line. Can some of you tell me that if I want to draw a horizontal line, then what to do? Can you please tell me? You can type in your comment box. Okay, so it should not be a difficult thing for you. What to do with the horizontal line? Look at this. We can learn it just right away. What is happening in case of a horizontal line? Basically, that horizontal line has to be something like this. Okay, so what you can see, how much down it is at the left corner, the same should be the downside of the right corner. So what you can say, that the value of y1 and the value of y2 shall be same. All right, so value of y1 and y2 shall be same. Okay, so what we will be having, we'll be having, this is y1 only. All right, but the left corner is a bit less in the left, from the left most corner part, like from this line it is only 50 pixels away, but from this line this thing is 300 pixels away. But if you see from this border line, this is at the same height as compared to this particular second point. All right, so if you change these coordinates, definitely you can have a horizontal line. Okay, so let me try this on the C code. Remember, y1 x1 x2. All right, so what should be the y1? Since this was the 50, so it should also be 50. All right, so if you run this code, it will draw a horizontal line. You can check out. All right, how to draw a vertical line? You can type in your comment box if you have understood this. If you have not understood, please go through with this. Definitely this time, what should be there? X1 and X1 and Y1 and Y2. All right, so if I've got 50 comma 50. This is like x1 y1. All right. Now x1 has to be same, y1 should change. All right. So we have same as x1, but y1 will change. If you do this, definitely what you will see, you can see a line vertical. You can check out. So we have two different lines. One is in the horizontal direction, one is in the vertical direction, right? And if you draw two more lines with respect to these two lines, definitely you can create a rectangle as well. Am I right? Of course. So you can type rest of the part of the code in the comment box, and I'm leaving this thing for you as the homework. I hope you are going to attend the second day session also. So the people who are not comfortable with drawing lines or drawing a rectangle with the lines, they can ask me in the comment box. Certainly, I'm gonna tell you in the second session, which is going to be tomorrow. All right. So this is what the way how to draw the line. So you can draw horizontal lines, you can draw vertical lines, you can draw like in all the directions. All right. Now let's move on to circle. So because when we have used this slide, then we have discussed that along with the lines, other shapes are also there. For example, circle is also there. All right. So let's move on with the circle. Let's go on with the circle. What to do with circle? Check out. What a circle is all about? Circle is all about having two things. We have what we have two things. We have radius and we have the center. All right. So we have radius and we have center. So this is what a circle is. Don't forget these pixels, 640 pixels at the width and 480 pixels at the height. The C language measurement, C language output screen measurement, right? So let's have circles. So these are the circles. This is a circle. What we have, we have a center which is x comma y. Definitely this time no x1 y1 x2 y2, because this is not 2 points, this is just 1 point. So we have x comma y. Suppose if I consider the center of circle as same as the center of screen, then it is supposed to be, you can write in the comment box, this is 320, half of the 640 and half of 480 is 240. So this can be the center of the circle. If you want to draw the circle, just right at the center of the screen, right? So this is center of screen, don't forget. Right? What after this? We are going to have a radius. Okay. So this radius is what? This is also an integer number, nothing but it's a length. This radius is not a point, rather it's a length. Length in terms of pixels. Length in terms of pixels. So what we can conclude, circle, if there is a function called circle, then it needs three integer values. First is x, next is y. Combination of this x, y is going to give you the center of the circle. And this is the radius. What is this radius? It's not a point, rather it's a distance, or you can say it's a that radius is just a length, right? So let's directly move on to the code. This kind of code we can have. Of course, you must be really comfortable with this very first line, second line, third line, similar as the previous code, fourth line. This should not be a problem. All these things must be clear to you. And this is what we are using as the circle: 320, 240 and 100, where this 100 is the radius. Okay, shall we draw this code? Right, so let's do the hands-on. I remember in the very beginning of this show, I have promised you to provide you the hands-on training. All right, so how are you seriously liking this? So you can write in the comment box whatever is your exact feeling about the class. Okay, so till then let me take the code and let me draw it on the C screen. Huh? Let's find out. Let's have it on the notepad. I'm not typing this code, right? I hope you people don't mind this thing. Nobody wants me to type. I hope so. You can do this. Circle demo dot C. All right. I'm just a moment away to draw the circles. I hope you are liking it. So next, let's try this on the C screen. Dude, it's a hands-on. Move to this. Open. We have a circle demo with us. Probably we can try with this one also. Circle one. See, the code is important, right? Code is important. So let's try this. 320, 240, 100. Shall we have a circle? Let's find out. Yes, we have a circle with us. So can we change it also? Of course, why not? If you want, you can enlarge it by keeping its radius to 200. So now a circle with the radius 200 certainly will be bigger than the previous one. So this is how we can do it. This is the way to draw the circles, right? Okay, fantastic. I hope you don't have any doubt in this thing. It's a very easy thing. You might be wondering that why we have not made to learn C language in this way in our first year. If C language could be taught in this way, I guess it would have been really interesting as the things what you had in your in your first semester, right? So this is like drawing a circle. Okay, so that's how you can draw different shapes. It's totally in your hand. Now we are moving towards the end part, and now we are going to learn something really interesting. You know, in the very beginning, I have promised you that I will give you a rough introduction about the animation also. Okay, the animation or the drawings or some other things, right? Animation. So let's give a touch to the animation. Definitely, we are going to cover a lot about animation in tomorrow's lecture. Remember, don't forget to watch this lecture on the time, on the right on the time. Because if you'll not be on the time, you might be missing few very interesting things. All right. So let's go into the deep with animation by tomorrow's class. But as if now, I will give you just an introduction that at least how you can create a good animated design. This idea we can have how to create a good animated design. Okay, so let's move on to that. This is something relevant to this. Okay, just imagine that if I can draw one circle, then I can also draw two circles, and I can draw many more circles. Like, for example, if I draw 100 circles, okay, probably I can have a good design on the screen with the 100 circles. All right, so let's watch it out. Come on. There is the code in front of you. I'm going to place this code right away on the C screen, and we are going to see this. Okay, so we have this code with us, notepad, control V, control S, and let's say many circle. Okay, many CIR dot C. Let's have it. Okay, so shall we see this? Let's check out. Let's start. Go to C screen. Guys, it's a total hands-on experience. Probably you are not going to have anywhere else apart from great learning. And by the way, the people who do not know my name, I'm Setu Maheshwari. Right away for the service of yours. from great learning. Okay, so let's draw it. What is happening in this code? You will definitely want to understand, right? So basically, what am I doing? In spite of placing just one circle, actually I'm placing so many circles together with each other. Okay, but the sizes are different. You check out very carefully. The first circle I drawn on I equals to 2. So what's going to be the radius of this one? 2. So 320, 240 is going to be the center and 2 will be the radius. Next radius will be I plus 2. So 2 plus 2 is 4. Next one be 6. Next one will be 8, 10, something like this. Okay, just find out the output of this. Can we have a good design, at least a good design on the output screen? Yes, somewhat a little bit interesting is there. Somewhat interesting is there. Okay, so you can increase it also. For example, if I do it 300, so what's going to be this? This is going to be bigger one. Okay, so something like this. 300 is much more. Okay, you can try with 250 because it is going out of the screen. Let's try with 250. Yes, it is there. Some design is there. Okay, but you might be thinking, sir, you have promised us to provide to give us the introduction of animation, but you are not giving us animation. This is something what circle which is been drawn. Finally we are able to see the circles, but where is the animation? Let's try this with this 220. Yes, it is. Okay, small animation is there which you can see on the output screen, but it's not enough. Obviously you want more than this. Do you want it more? Do you want more than this? Please type in the comment box who want me to carry on this class. Okay, so do you know what is happening over there? Let me tell you what is happening over there. Lot of circles have been drawn. Lot of circles have been drawn. Logically, it is correct. But could you see drawing all those circles? Of course not. Because why you were not able to see? Because you are humans. Okay, so you might be thinking that if a lot of circles have been drawn, then why we could not see those circles drawn? Circles were there the circles? Yes, of course, circles were there. But were they the animated circles? Obviously no. So why they were not animated? Actually, they were animated. They were animated, but you were not able to see that animation. Do you know? Do you really know why? Because you are humans, dear. Now why I'm saying this, you are humans, you'll get to know just next 3 to 4 minutes. Okay, so what is actually happening inside? Check carefully. Can we see them drawing one by one? Of course yes. Of course yes, we can see them drawing one by one. Yes, we can see this thing. Okay, question comes, how we can see this? Okay, so now let's answer that. How you can see those circles drawing one by one. Before understanding that why they were not able to, why you were not able to observe them, let's find out. Okay, see, basically who is drawing those circles? Computer. All right, a machine. So what is the working speed of computer? It works in nanoseconds, right? Of course, yes. You know that your processor is something like 2.4 gigahertz, although I'm writing this such an older configuration, but it's so fast. So lot of circles have been drawn, probably 200 circles have been drawn over there, but all those 200 circles have been drawn within few nanoseconds. Can you observe what we are humans here? We are the normal humans. Can we observe the nanoseconds? Of course not. So machine works in nanoseconds while we observe the things in seconds, until and unless you are not Stephen Hawking or Albert Einstein or Isaac Newton. If one of you is the typical avatar of one of these three things, these three people, then you can observe the things in nanoseconds. But since we are not, so let's be happy with the seconds. Okay, let's not to try for nanoseconds. But how do you see this? definitely we cannot be faster than nanoseconds, or we cannot be fast till nanoseconds. So what is the only option you have? The only option is to slow down the computer, is to slow down the PC. All right. So how to slow down the PC? Yes, that's what the logic, where we can see it drawing all those circles slowly, 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 slowly. Okay. So how to slow down those circles? To slow down the speed of PC, we have a delay function with us. What is the header file of this delay function? dos.h is the respective header file of this delay function, right? So what this delay function accept a integer number, but it consider this integer number in terms of milliseconds, right? All right. So whatever you pass here, it is going to pause the working of computer for these many milliseconds. So let's consider that if I want to pause the working of computer for 1 second, then what I have to do? I have to pass 1000 milliseconds. So how I will be writing the code? Because obviously, because 1 second is equal to 1000 milliseconds. So if you want to pause the working of computer for 1 second, definitely you have to give the parameter as 1000. Okay, and let's be ready to see the exciting results. All right, so let's slow down the speed of computer by using delay function, and the additional header file which you have to use delay function is dos.h. So you have to add on the line hash include dos.h. This also has to be added on. All right. So this is the code which you can see here. This is something going to do this. Check out carefully. What I have used, see, actually dos.h is missing from here. You should add it. While I will be editing the complete code, I will definitely edit it. Okay. So let me write this dos.h there in this code itself. So this code should carry hash include dos.h, otherwise that's going to result some error. All right, and if you see this code carefully, what am I doing? I'm just doing a simple thing. The same circles have been drawn here, but what is the difference? After every circle, basically I'm waiting for 50. So what is this 50? 50 milliseconds. That means you are waiting for 50 upon 1000 seconds. All right, so you can compute whatever it is. If you can if you are a good if you are good in calculations, please compute it and type it into the comment box. I would love to see this. Okay, so if you have paused this for 10, then it would be 10 upon 1000, which is nothing but 0.001 seconds. Okay, fine. So this is how to stop it, and this is how to see that animation properly. Okay, so let's move on to this side and let's type this code in our C language IDE, which is integrated development environment. There it is, notepad. Further to this, we have got this one. Okay, fine. So what we have here is delay 50. Okay, let's save it. Let's name it as design.c. This is the name of your program. Okay, name of your file. Let's open it and let's go to design. Okay, So you can see the same code is over there on your output screen. Okay. Yup. So finally, we are going to have a little bit of animation in the very first class of C language. Okay, this is just a demonstration. Check out. Be ready. 1, 2, 3, go. Yes, as you know, we can increase it also, right? If I make it for 220, so this will be all over the screen, all over the screen. There it is. Okay, fine. So this is how to create the animation. You can control this speed of animation as well. Okay, how to control it? I can suppress this delay. If I make it for 10, then it will be, let me save it and let me run it. All right, so this is like controlling the speed of circles, right? So can you slow down it, please? Type in the comment box, like you can test it. Graphics and games is all about try and test. Okay, if I add it to 100, what will happen? Every time there will be a gap of 100 milliseconds. Okay, let's save it. Let's open it once more and let's execute. There you can see the animation. You can use this kind of thing in the very first screen of the game which you are going to create. All right, so this can be used. Okay, there is something more which I'm going to tell you, right? Can you think that if I increase, if I really, can you think if I really increase this, then what will happen? Increase the radius, then what will happen? So let's try to increase this. Okay, so if we do it like this, if we really do it like this, check out carefully. I keep it to 3, or let's keep it to 10 actually. Okay, let's save it. Let's save this code. Let's open it once more and check out. A different design is there. All right, so this thing is we can do for animation. I hope everybody must be really, really comfortable in doing these things and nobody is facing any kind of issues in doing all this stuff. I hope so. All right. So let's try. This is what we have to go for. Okay, and there is some small experiment which I would like to show you, although you will not be able to do this much in the very first class, but at least you can understand a little beginning of all this stuff. All right, so you must have seen the Z5 logo. All right, you must have seen the Z5 logo. How that Z5 logo comes out? That Z5 logo comes out something like this, as you can see on the screen, right? It rotates something like this. Dotted circles have been rotated. So for this thing, we have to draw the dots. Okay, I'll go a little quick because now you are a bit clear with the functions. So to draw the dots, what we have to use? We have to use put pixel method. So there we have to give the put pixel method. How to use put pixel method? Put pixel method is being used by using x coordinate, y coordinate. It tells you where to put a point, and the color. Okay, so put pixel can be drawn along with the equation of circle. Equation of circle. So if this put pixel is being drawn with the equation of circle, then we can definitely use it. All right, we can definitely use it. Okay, to draw a circle which is drawing something like this. So you are quite close to draw. And let's say if inside this your name is being written, let's say my name is Setu, so definitely it's going to be something very good. Okay, so we will directly see the code with respect to this. It's also easy, you know, this is something like we have used the put pixel, and put pixel is drawing pixels on the path or the circumference of a circle, right? This is purely mathematics, so this should not be a difficult thing for you. Okay, if you'll be joining the courses, definitely I'll be clearing all these things. Okay, so you can see directly the experiment. Like I have drawn many of the put pixels, like I have drawn many pixels at the same path. Okay, with the different radius. Let me directly show you the experiment. This is the code which I have already created for you. All right, so just please check out this. This is going to draw something like that. Trust me, it's very easy to do. It's not going to be difficult for you at all. This is what. Okay, so this is something like close to your Z5 logo. All right, clear? So this is what all we have to do in today's class. Okay, tomorrow again there is a class for doing some more things on the graphics. But before moving on to that class, I would love to hear your questions. So can I have the questions, please? You can ask your queries. I'm muting my microphone here, and I'm expecting questions from your side. If you find any doubts, please ask me. Yeah, fine. So let's answer your questions by talking as well. Uh, Somebody was asking, Manish Ambuse. He was asking, please, sir, tell me, can we add any sound? Of course, you can add sounds, no issues. And this we will cover tomorrow also, right? Whatever the timing is there, you must have got that timing, and we will definitely cover this by tomorrow. How to add sounds, we will cover it. Narendra Kata. Yeah, fine. So let's answer your questions by talking as well. Uh, yes, we have got Narendra Kata with us. Narendra Kata is asking which compiler. Sir, reply. Somebody was asking, Manish. You can use Turbo C. He was asking, please, sir, tell me, can we add any sound? Turbo C is enough. Of course, you can add sounds. No issues. Turbo C is enough. This we will cover tomorrow also. Right? Whatever the timing is there. Degoria, sir, I have a question. Yes, dear, please ask. I'm there for you only. Add sounds. We will cover it. Narendra Kata. Rohan, you can ask your question. So let's answer your questions by talking as well. Yes, we have got Narendra Kata with us. Narendra Kata is asking which compiler. Sir, reply. Somebody was asking, Manish. You can use Turbo C. He was asking, please, sir, tell me, can we add any sound? Turbo C is enough. Of course, you can add sounds. No issues. Turbo C is enough. This we will cover tomorrow also. Right? Whatever the timing is there. Degoria, sir, I have a question. Yes, dear, please ask. I'm there for you only. Add sounds. We will cover it. Anybody else? Guys, we have got just 2 more minutes in this session for the questions. For rest of the questions, you have to attend the tomorrow's session. So please ask your questions if you have any more. Looking for your questions. Rohan, you can ask your question. So let's answer your questions by talking as well. Fine, guys. That's done with today's session. For rest of the things, stay with us for tomorrow's session. See you tomorrow.